Positive Games is back today. My special guest is Jonathan Amey Jr. You might have seen his story most recently that he was able to secure a tryout with the G League, Santa Cruz Warriors, right?
Yes, sir.
Secured a tryout with them, all while working as a security guard for the Warriors. So, Jonathan, thank you for being on today.
Appreciate it, man.
So before we get into all the, the uplifting part and I think the meat and potatoes that'll move some people, let's talk about your early days. Where were you at in basketball and how did you, come into the game?
Well, my parents put me in basketball when I was like very young, like around 5, 6 years old. So I used to play for the Pee Wee Warriors. Way back in the day, that was like their little like off team they had back in the day. I don't know if they still exist today, but it's a team that was kind of sponsored by the actual Warriors team in the past. The Warriors team of the We Believe era, and it was I kind of got into it for about a little bit, but then like after a few years after I moved out of Oakland, I ended up getting involved in other sports like football and various other things of that nature. And then by the time say high school, I kind of started to get back into it, playing a little bit, in high school and also intramurally well, not intramural, but like doing intramurals in college for a couple of years. And so that's where I just been, keeping my game up as well as doing other forms of sports while I was at it.
So you're originally from the Bay Area then?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I've got family that live in the Bay Area, so we actually, the last time I was there, I drove by the arena, the Oracle, right before they tore it down. So that was pretty cool. So how did you get into working for the Warriors?
I found the post on LinkedIn, because I made a LinkedIn account, so I found the security job offer, through LinkedIn. So I was like, well, I do have security experience from working with the 49ers and the Raiders in the past. So I was like, it'd be an easy way to get in, with that type of experience and getting through that. But the whole thing about it was just to, I kind of applied to the job just to kind of get my foot in the door, but I had like other, visions, moving up within the company. That's kind of where, I kind of found that as like a first step in my stepping stones to get to somewhere that I really wanted to be within the GSW organization.
Okay. So what's been the best part of working for the organization so far?
Well, I get to see Steph and all those cats every day, literally. I meet a lot of great people at the organization. I met a lot of celebrities from concerts and various events. Like you just come across a lot of big time people that you see on TV, and I'm literally like standing like next to them, like literally like 6 feet or less, shaking hands with these folks and getting to know them as people aside from the celebrity world that they live in. You get to see them on a personal level and get to know them and know about their families and just really get to see their personality.
Is it hard, when you're working, and because a lot of those games, especially right now, they're not even in full swing yet. Obviously, when they get Clay back, I mean, they're going to be even scarier. So, when Steph's doing his thing and doing the deep threes and Draymond's got the ball moving and things like that, is it hard to? Obviously, you're watching the game, but you've got to be watching the people around.
Right.
So is that hard juggling both of those?
Not necessarily, because usually in the area that I usually be in, it's not a lot of traffic, so I kind of expect nothing crazy to happen where I'm at least. And most of the time, I was able to sit and look at the game and kind of turn my head back, every couple of seconds, just get a look, and then just kind of keep looking at the game to make sure nobody ain't getting ready to run on the court. So that's kind of where my focus been. But then other than that, I think after the previous season, I ended up moving out to the security entrance garage where the players come and drive in all the time. So I get to interact with them there as well.
And on a side note on that, is that more traffic? Because I live in Arizona, so like in like the Suns games, I know a lot of fans will line up towards the garage. They like to watch the players come in. They try to dap them up. Is that more what is the word for it? Is that tougher trying to control, I guess, crowd control right there, as opposed to the court?
It can be, but like at least with the players, they usually try to come in a lot earlier prior to when people want to start coming in to hang around there. So they've been doing a pretty good job at doing that. They just come in real early and usually around doors opening, probably like maybe like one or two players may come in if they're running late. But we always handle. We make sure I know they probably stand and put their phones out waiting to see who it is in the car, but they're not gonna roll their windows down. They're gonna they gotta go. They got business to do. So you never really have to worry about that.
Now that leads me into the tryout. So I want to hear it all. I want to hear about how it all came about. Um, just in general, just where did this come from? You getting a tryout, and even the thought process behind you trying to get one.
Well, I think at first when I was working the security entrances, I was talking to one of the coaches and I was always telling him, "Hey man, you need to get me down there. I can guard this person. I can guard that person." And I was saying stuff like that all the time. He like, yeah, whatever, kept pulling in, pulling out. And then I guess at one moment he said, "Hey man, you want to come in and trial since you saying this and that or whatever." I was like, "Yeah, man. I'm like, yeah, I can do something. All I can tell you, I'll just give you my best. I'm not saying because I'm not aware of who else you bringing in there. I can't say I can beat these guys and I ain't seen them yet. But I was referring to the star players. Like I was saying, yeah, I can guard Steph. I can do this and that. They're probably thinking like, yeah, whatever. He just running his mouth. But
Yeah.
But it was just. But then when I finally got the offer and saw my name on the list, I was like, oh yeah, this was something. I got to go down there and do something. And it was just like the day of the event, I came in there ready, had my shoes on, real decked out, and I was, coming in looking fresh. And then I look at my competition to the left and to the right of me. I was like, oh, it might be a little tougher than I thought. But I came in, but with a big heart, did the best I could, had a great experience.
So when you get on the court, I'm guessing nerves, but obviously you're excited.
Oh yeah.
Just take me through that thought process when after you've looked across and you see who you're going up against and you guys start running, I guess, drills or 5-on-5s. I mean, what was that like thinking, hey, I was just doing security and now I'm trying out?
I mean, it was just a big. I felt like it was a bigger step. Like it's like I skipped a million steps just to get to that. Almost like I just jumped, and it was just like, oh. I didn't get missed. It's like trying to get prepared for the speed and everything that came with it. It was just like I had to catch on real quick because like the pace of the drills and everything we was doing was quick, and it was just something. Me playing sports all my life, I haven't played at such speed, so I had to learn how to catch up in a sense. Like I had it, but at the same time I didn't in a sense. So it was like over time as the trials going on, I started catching up. Towards the end of it, and I was just like, man, if I would have known what the drills was like, I probably would have done a lot better. This and this and that, this, that, and the other. But other than that, it was just more like just go out there and have fun. Just do the best you can, have fun, meet new people, talk to the coaches, and learn where you might need to get better at, and just go on from there, whether I made it or not.
What was some of the advice that you got, from either the players, the coaches leading up to the tryout?
I mean, I think one of the things was because since I haven't played in the inside court, how like the courts in the inside are a lot bigger than the ones you play on the blacktop.
Right.
So when I was shooting the threes, it was like I had to extend my arm, kind of put a lot more pressure in my shot because like the 3-point line is a lot bigger than what you do on a blacktop, outside in the street. So it was I had to try to adjust in that area. So it was kind of telling me, practice in that basketball setting, like where the court is a lot bigger on like a professional level, like playing like in a college court. Practice shooting there so you can get your shots up to speed and be able to adjust your shots accordingly. Because playing on a blacktop, the court is obviously a lot smaller. So your shooting ranges changes and the power changes. So it's going to just play on that type of court where it's a lot wider and it's bigger. You kind of get a sense where where you can develop your shot at, and also probably develop my handles a little bit. But everything else is pretty good.
Did the players give you any kind of tips, as far as just go out there and do your best or tweak it like this on a shot? I mean, did they give you any, not necessarily insight, but anything that you felt that might really benefit you leading up to it?
Well, a lot of the main players that, obviously they had the day off, so they weren't there to see it. So just literally all the guys who's coming there to try out and a couple of coaches who's hosting it. So none of the big mans and big time folks is there. But when I kind of told them about it, I don't know if the following day or the week after or something like that, they was kind of telling me, just keep trying, just keep practicing. It's good that you went down there and tried because not many people, especially a security guard at all people, will get
Yeah.
down there and get a chance to do that. So it's kind of something where now I kind of take it at this point where I just go out now and just continue to keep practicing and to continue to keep working hard, working on handles, and working on better in other areas that I'm already good at, but just increase them. So when I try again next summer, I'll be have a better chance, making a team.
That was my next question. So yeah, obviously you didn't make it, but like you were just saying, I'm going to work on some things and next summer. So now that you've seen it, you have an idea of obviously what you need to work on. So you're going full throttle. You're going to try it again.
Yes, sir.
Right. I like that. Actually, I don't like. I love it. So the experience. What was the best experience? Or the best experience that you took from. No, excuse me. The best part of that experience that you took from trying out. What did you really take away from it all?
Well, I know one thing I took away is more like learning how to be more focused on a professional level. Um, and kind of what that means is just being able to attack everything, be on point quickly because everything was being timed, so it wasn't like I had time to sit there and try to figure out. It's like you have to learn how to be quick in situations. That's kind of how the game of basketball is played. It's like you have to be quick. It's communication with your teammates, learning where you need to be at the right time. And that was an experience that I really enjoyed because it helped me not only as an athlete, but in life where, we have to be quick on our feet to do things because the world is spinning real quickly, 24 hours fly by. So you got to figure out how you're going to get through your day, get through your day and figure out, what's needed to get done, what's needed to accomplish, not to procrastinate, not to think too long, but just to make sure, everything is on point organized because the time's ticking. And, once you lose 24 hours, you don't get it back. So you gotta make the best for every time, time you have.
And I know I didn't put this, in our messages prior to this, but what's been the feedback like? What have people been telling you as far as maybe inspirational or that I'm glad that you went out and did it because maybe now I feel like I can do something. What's people been saying to you?
Well, I mean, a lot of my security teammates, they kind of congratulated me on going out there and doing my best. They saw the news, the headlines, and all the articles that kind of came out, which I didn't know was happening. It kind of happened under my nose. So I was like, it was just crazy. Like when I went to the OKC game, what is it like that last Saturday, and coming, I'm sitting there eating dinner with friends, and next, my phone's blowing up like crazy, and I'm thinking like, it's an emergency happening, so I pull it out. Next, people telling me, oh, you on this article, you on that article, da 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 da. I'm just like, how did that story get that big? Like, it was done a couple months ago. Like, how did anybody find out about it? So it was just one of them things where it was just very exciting, and another security guard, he's told me that he asked the coach so he can try out the following summer because he wanted to see if he can get a shot. And I was like, hey man, go at it. We might be in there together. We might make it together. You know what I'm saying? So we can go in there, train with each other, encourage each other. Just keep at it. Don't the sky's the limit.
Yeah, you're playing with house money, man. That's why I was really intrigued by the story because so many people want to do things, but something's holding them back, whether it be outside influence, themselves, they just can't get over that hump. So for you to be working a very respectable job, but to still want to try to achieve more, knowing that, you've been out of, basketball for a little while, but still having the perseverance to push forward. That's amazing. And like I said, your story can help so many people, in dark times that we've been in. This is truly a story that's filled with light. So I really do appreciate and salute you for that.
All right. Yeah. I was trying to tell people, man, if you got a dream to do something, just go at it. Don't let nobody tell you that, you can't do something. Like, 'cause trust me, if it's in your mind, you can do it. Just go at it, go at it any way you can. Find some mentors to help you out. Do what's necessary to get what you need to get done in order to pursue the type of goal and dream that you want for yourself. That's what I like to tell anybody who's listening to the story that, just go at whatever you want to do. Anybody who's trying to pull you back, hey, you might have to just cut them off. Even if that's your best friend or maybe that girlfriend you with who's pulling you back, you gotta kind of let them go if they pulling you away from you being great. So I know all of us want to be great at whatever it is. I don't care if you want to be the greatest tennis player or the greatest, I don't know, gardener of a gardening field. Like, you go at it. Make sure nobody, prevent you from doing whatever it is. I always tell people, always aim for greatness. Don't settle for mediocrity. Always aim to be the best of yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah, you hit it right on the head. Well, I already know what's next, and usually I ask people, what's next for you, but I obviously have a good idea. You're going to keep working. Like you said, you mentioned the tryout next summer. You're going to be working hard, gearing towards that again. Like I said, I'll leave the floor with you the last minute if you have anything to say. But again, I really do appreciate you coming on today. Your story is inspirational, and keep pushing. And I'm rooting for you.
Appreciate it, brother. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're welcome back on any time. And like I said, I'll keep tabs on you.
For sure, man. I appreciate you.
All right. You take care.
All right, brother. Peace.